Have you ever felt like life just flipped the script on you, leaving you to start over from scratch? Maybe you're switching careers, moving to a new place, or just trying to create a better life. Whatever it is, starting over can feel overwhelming, even scary. But what if I told you that starting over doesn't have to be a struggle? In fact, it can be one of the best things to ever happen to you. This journey is a chance to redefine yourself, make new choices, and build a life you truly want. In this video, I'll share 7 simple but powerful tips to help you start fresh, without all the stress and worry. From letting go of what others think to learning to enjoy the journey, each of these tips will make your new beginning easier, and maybe even a little exciting. So, if you're ready to turn the page and step into the next chapter of your life, let's dive right into these 7 tips to make your new start as smooth as possible. Tip 1. Realize others don't care as much as you think. Alright, let's dive into the first tip, realizing that others don't care as much as you think. This might sound surprising, but it's true. One of the biggest reasons people hold back from starting fresh is because they're worried about what others will think. But here's the reality. Most people are far more focused on their own lives, their own goals, and their own struggles than they are on yours. When we make big changes, like switching careers, moving to a new city, or even ending a relationship, it's easy to think everyone around us is watching closely, ready to judge. But guess what? Most of the time, they're too busy dealing with their own stuff. Think about it. When was the last time you spent more than a few minutes thinking about someone else's decisions? Chances are you probably moved on pretty quickly, and that's exactly what others are doing too. So, here's the takeaway. Don't let the imagined opinions of others hold you back. If you stop worrying about what people might think, you'll feel a lot freer to follow the path that's right for you. Starting over is about you, not anyone else. Focus on your own happiness and goals, and trust that most people aren't paying as much attention as you think. And even if they are, well, that's their business, not yours. Tip 2. Accept and let go of the past. Now let's talk about the next step in starting over, accepting and letting go of the past. This one can be tough, especially if you feel weighed down by mistakes or missed opportunities. But letting go doesn't mean forgetting or ignoring your past. It simply means freeing yourself from the hold it has on you. Think of it this way. The past is like a chapter in a book you've already read. No matter how many times you flip back to it, the words are always the same. You can't change what happened, but you can choose how it affects your future. When you accept the past, you're not pretending it didn't happen. You're acknowledging it for what it was, a moment in time that helped shape who you are today. And by choosing to focus on what's ahead, you're giving yourself permission to move forward. If you're struggling to let go, start by asking yourself, what did I learn from these experiences? How have they helped me grow? Shifting your focus to the lessons you've gained can make it easier to release any regret or guilt. Remember, the past is only a small part of your story. By letting go, you're making space for all the new experiences waiting for you. So, give yourself permission to turn the page and focus on building a future you're excited about. Tip 3. Start with an end goal in mind. Alright, now that you're ready to move forward, let's talk about the power of starting with an end goal in mind. When you're beginning a new chapter, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by all the possibilities and decisions. But having a clear vision of where you want to go, that's your guiding star. Think of it like a road trip. If you don't know your destination, you'll end up wandering aimlessly, unsure if you're even headed in the right direction. By setting a specific end goal, you're creating a roadmap that can guide you, even when the journey gets challenging. So take a moment to imagine the life you want to create. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Are you pursuing a new career, building better relationships, or maybe achieving a personal milestone? Whatever it is, get clear on that vision. Once you have that vision, break it down. Identify the steps that will help you get there. For example, if you're starting over in a new career, ask yourself, what skills do I need? Who can I connect with? What are my first few steps? Starting with an end goal makes it easier to create a plan and track your progress. And here's the great part. Every step you take brings you closer to that future you're working towards. Your goal doesn't have to be perfect or set in stone. It just needs to be something that inspires you and gives you direction. With a clear end goal in mind, you're not just starting over, you're creating a life that feels intentional and meaningful. So, take the time to dream big and define what success looks like for you. Your journey starts with knowing where you want to go. Tip 4. Detach from the outcome. Now, this next tip might sound a little strange after talking about setting an end goal, but stick with me. Tip number 4 is all about learning to detach from the outcome. I know, it sounds like a contradiction, right? But here's what I mean. Having a goal gives you direction, but becoming too focused on achieving that exact outcome can create a lot of pressure and even take the joy out of the journey. Think of it this way. When we're only focused on the result, whether it's getting that perfect job, reaching a fitness milestone, or hitting a financial goal, it's easy to feel anxious and disappointed if things don't go exactly as planned. And the truth is, things rarely go exactly as planned. So, instead of being fixated on how things turn out, try focusing on the experience and the growth along the way. Detaching from the outcome doesn't mean you're giving up on your goals. It just means you're open to unexpected opportunities and you're flexible about how you get there. Let me give you an example. Gary Vaynerchuk has a huge dream of one day buying the New York Jets, but he said that he doesn't obsess over actually achieving that goal. Instead, he loves the journey, the hard work, the hustle, the learning, and that's what keeps him going every day. When you detach from the outcome, you allow yourself to fully experience the present moment and learn from every part of the process. It takes the pressure off and lets you enjoy the journey, no matter where it leads. So remember, have your goals, but hold them lightly. Embrace the process, stay curious, and trust that whatever the outcome, you're on the right path. You might just find yourself somewhere even better than you imagined. Tip 5. Challenge limiting beliefs. Now let's talk about a powerful step you can take to make starting over easier. Challenging your limiting beliefs. These are those little voices in your head that say, "I'm not good enough," "It's too late," or "I don't have what it takes." Sound familiar? The truth is, we all have limiting beliefs, ideas we've picked up over time that keep us from reaching our potential. But if you want to start fresh, it's essential to take a closer look at these beliefs and start questioning them. First, identify your limiting beliefs. Take a step back and ask yourself, what's holding me back from making this change? Write down the beliefs that come up and look at them objectively. Here's the thing, some of these beliefs might feel true, but often they're just assumptions or fears we've carried for so long that we believe they're facts. Maybe you think, "I'm too old to change careers," or "I don't have the skills to start over." But have you ever stopped to ask, is that really true? When you start to question these beliefs, you might realize that they're not as true as you thought. Most of the time, they're just stories we tell ourselves based on past experiences or fears of failure. Once you see this, you can start to replace those limiting beliefs with empowering ones, thoughts that encourage you to take action. For example, if you believe you're too old to make a big life change, try rephrasing it to, "I have the experience to make this change successfully." Or if you think you're not skilled enough, remind yourself, "I can learn, and I'm capable of growth." Small shifts in mindset can make a huge difference. Remember, you are more capable than you realize. By challenging and letting go of these limiting beliefs, you're clearing the path for a new beginning. So give yourself permission to believe in your potential and watch how much easier starting over becomes. Tip 6. Trust your intuition. Now let's talk about a key step in starting over, trusting your intuition. When we're beginning something new, there are so many voices around us, friends, family, society, telling us what we should do. But one of the most powerful guides you have? Your own intuition. Your intuition is like an internal compass. It's that quiet feeling that tells you when something feels right, or when it doesn't. But too often, we ignore it in favor of what feels safe or normal to others. Instead of focusing on outside opinions, try asking yourself, what feels right for me? When you trust your intuition, you're giving yourself permission to make choices that align with who you truly are, not who you think you should be. Here's the thing, intuition isn't always loud. It's subtle, and it often shows up as a feeling, a nudge, or a quiet sense of clarity. You might feel drawn to explore a new career path, move to a different city, or take up a creative passion. Whatever it is, learn to tune into that feeling and trust it. If you're not used to listening to your intuition, start small. Try taking a few moments each day to sit quietly, reflect, and notice what feels right or wrong for you. Over time, you'll get better at distinguishing between fear and your genuine inner guidance. When you trust your intuition, you're stepping into your own power. You're making choices that reflect your true desires, and that's what will ultimately make your new beginning fulfilling and authentic. So listen to yourself. You know more than you think you do. Tip 7. Prepare for failure. Alright, here's our final tip, and it's a big one. Prepare for failure. Now I know, no one likes the thought of failing, especially when starting over. But the truth is, failure is part of the process, and accepting that can make your journey a lot smoother. Think about it. Any new beginning comes with unknowns, and it's totally normal to stumble along the way. Failure isn't the end, it's simply feedback. It shows you what didn't work, so you can make adjustments and come back stronger. Instead of seeing failure as a roadblock, try viewing it as a stepping stone. When things don't go as planned, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently next time? This mindset not only makes failure less intimidating, but it also keeps you moving forward. One of the best ways to prepare for failure is to have a plan. Think about how you'll handle setbacks before they happen. Maybe you'll take time to reflect, seek advice from others, or practice gratitude for the progress you've made. Knowing how you'll respond can help you bounce back faster and stay motivated. And remember, every successful person you admire has failed, probably more times than you'd guess. But they didn't let those moments define them. They learned, adjusted, and kept going. That's how they got to where they are. So give yourself permission to fail and learn. When you're prepared for setbacks, you're building resilience and setting yourself up for lasting success. Remember, starting over is a journey, and every misstep is just a part of your growth. Conclusion. So there you have it. 7 tips to help you start over with confidence, clarity, and purpose. Remember, beginning again doesn't have to be overwhelming. In fact, it can be one of the most empowering decisions you'll ever make. Starting over is a chance to reinvent yourself, to build the life you want, and to let go of anything holding you back. Yes, it takes courage and patience, but every small step you take brings you closer to a new beginning that feels true to you. So as you move forward, remember to be kind to yourself. Trust the process, celebrate your progress, and know that it's okay if things don't go perfectly. You're learning, growing, and shaping a future you're excited about.